What's up, y'all? Sever the Bond. Welcome back to Nets Republic. You know, yesterday I saw a comment that said that my Shook Factor series is some of the most biased things he's ever seen on the internet on Nets Republic. So I would like to follow that up with another extremely biased video for the kiddos out there. So let us continue. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and y'all, you did it. You went and done did it. You went and done did it. You went and done did it. We are at 700 subscribers. I appreciate it, y'all. This is a major milestone for me. Maybe not for everyone else. Maybe not for Justin. But for me, it is a major milestone, and I appreciate it very, very, very much. I busted out the golden EXO weekend shirt because of the occasion. And because of it, we're going to be doing a video that I've personally been saving for a rainy day. But for a celebration like this, we're going to get right down to it. We're going to get right down to it. So today is revisiting the season review series with someone who needs no introduction. So will the real Steve Nash haters stand up? Yes, you watching this video, if you're tired of Steve Nash, I want you to stand up if you are able. And if you are not able to stand up, I just want you to do your chin like that. Because right now, I've been waiting on this. We've really let Steve Nash get away with so much this summer. It's just because this has been such a poo-poo show that there's just a bunch of other things to focus on, but that's not here or there. If you are now subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscription button because we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So this is a special episode because we hit 700 subscribers. Go ahead and do that. And if you haven't already, go to netsrepublic.com, click on the shop icon, and buy a friggin' shirt! But that's not here or there. While you're doing all of that, I wanted to show y'all that I did indeed get the WNBA edition of the new 2K and such. It's got the homie Sue Bird on there, the homie Diana Taurasi. I will save all of my nasty takes on both of them because right now it's just showing support and such. But I personally think Ryan Howard should be on the cover, but that is not even there. Even got him on the back, roll ahead. And shout out to the Storm for for having an amazing season and not making it any further. I'm sure people will miss Sue Bird. I said no nasty takes anyway. I'm very excited. It's currently downloading in the background. It's going to take probably the rest of the night to do so. But if I am here until 1 o'clock in the morning and I do not sleep and I just end up going to work on zombie mode, then it is what it is. It is what it is because it is 2K day and I am more than happy for it. So let's assume that you have hit the subscribe button. Let's assume you have investigated the articles of clothing on netsrepublic.com/shop. Oh God, I felt like the storm just then. Anyway, let's get to the shenanigans. Steve Nash season review. Let's start with the offense. Steve Nash doesn't draw plays. F. Let's start with the defense next, okay? So Steve Nash's defensive ideals and strategies were very, very interesting. And I think in a way, I think he was preparing us for the season that we're about to go into. As much as we are I am in up in arms over the fact that we don't have a real center outside of Claxton and Day'Ron Sharpe, which I don't really I'm a little like meh on. I mean, I mess with Claxton, don't get me wrong. It's just he's always hurt, so it's like putting that type of fill in the blank onto poor Day'Ron Sharpe. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's not here or there. But I feel like we've been preparing ourselves for small ball for the last 2 years, ever since, well, not 2 years, two, let's just call it 2 years. Ever since Jared Allen was traded in the Karis LeVert, James Harden deal, which, yes, that is how I see that. It was the Karis LeVert, James Harden deal. Jared Allen was a casualty, but that's not here or there. But ever since we fortunately traded that man away to the Cleveland Cavaliers, we have not really replaced him and his production and what he's able to do. Now, I remember around the time I first started covering the Nets and the restart, y'all were telling me, and again, this is y'all from the Sever the Bond channel, but you follow me over here, so I feel like I can comfortably say y'all. Y'all were telling me that our secret weapon was Claxton, and I was like, well, where is he though? Like, he wasn't in the bubble, and I was like, okay, where is this man? Then the new season starts. There's allegedly, oh, James Harden's finna come through. James Harden's finna come through, and it's like, where's Claxton at? We had Blake Griffin at the starting point guard. We had Lamarcus point guard. Jesus Christ, excuse me. My mind is on 2K land. I'm thinking about who I'm finna make. But that's not here or there. We had Blake Griffin at the starting center position. You feel me? We had DeAndre Jordan still. And I guess DeAndre Jordan was your stand-in center, I guess. But he eventually got benched at some point and didn't really play much. And it was just Blake Griffin. That year, the 2020-21 season was really, really weird. Because it's not like we didn't have a center. We just didn't play him. And Claxton was hurt the whole season basically anyway. So it was just weird. Then we got Lamarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin halfway through the year, and they ended up being our permanent centers. Then Lamarcus Aldridge played for 2 weeks and retired, allegedly. And then it was just Blake Griffin again. It was just a weird period of time. But the point is, Steve Nash was doing things defensively where we were basically already playing small ball. So to Steve Nash's credit, I mean, it's not like he doesn't know how to get this done. You feel me? It's not like he doesn't know how to get any of this done. And I think I have to give this man for the defense, because it's not like they didn't play it at all. We just had a couple players that weren't interested in it, but the effort was there, and there were multiple nights, if you really think back to it, where they were actually playing defense. I gotta give Steve Nash a B for defense, because the year before, it was literally just outscore the opponent and move on. So the fact that for, I say, 70% of the season, the Nets were playing defense. Then they landed the homie, I forgot man's name, Andre Drummond. You feel me? He played a little defense too. Like, I can't be so hard on Steve Nash, because he wanted us to have some type of defensive identity. And in comparison to the season before, I saw a noticeable improvement. And I cannot believe I'm giving this man props, but I saw a noticeable improvement. So for the defense, I will give this man a B, because we did get better as a team defensively. And how much of that can you put onto the coach? The same amount as if they weren't playing defense. So I have to keep the energy consistent. If they weren't playing defense, I would blame Steve Nash. They were playing defense, I have to praise Steve Nash. So I will give him a B, just because of the improvement in that specific department. Playmaking, we don't draw plays, that's another F. All right, let me seriously take a moment to just try to think of another positive here. Because offensively, he gets an F because he doesn't draw plays. Defensively, he gets a B because of the improvement. Playmaking-wise, ironically, he's getting an F because he doesn't draw plays. Substitution patterns. Let's go there. Is there a positive in there somewhere? Nope, he gets an F for that one too. I mean, like, simple question. Where was Kessler Edwards in the playoffs? You don't think we could have used him a little bit? You don't think we could have used him a little bit? Daron Sharp, Cam Thomas, Duke Jr. What was the point of giving them those contracts and kicking dudes away like the homie DeAndre Bembry if you weren't even going to use them kids in the playoffs when we desperately needed something? And I will die on this hill. Lamarcus Aldridge playing any minutes at all would have helped. I understand he would have got cooked by Al Horford, but they were switching everything. That means on offense, he would have had an itty-bitty dude trying to guard him, and he could just shoot over him. I don't think he would have got locked up like Kevin Durant would have, because the defensive attention was not on someone like that. The same reason why Blake Griffin got those hero ball minutes when we needed him most on some Avatar Aang type stuff, I believe Lamarcus Aldridge would have been able to do the same thing. And we're talking about the playoffs. We're not even talking about the regular season. We're not even talking about the multiple times that we had, and while I was trying to praise him for the small ball, we got to bring this up. The times where he had Paul Millsap at center, just getting eaten alive out there. Like, there are just times. There were times where certain individuals were injured or just not playing at their highest powers. Harden, excuse me, and we had James Johnson running point and doing his Michael Beasley impression, and it just wasn't needed. And at some point, you gotta reel it in. You gotta call a timeout and reel it on. Speaking of timeouts, Jesus Christ, this is unrelated to substitution patterns, but how many times were we screaming at the TV? Go back and look at all of our tweets, really just go back and look. How many times were we screaming at our television sets saying, Steve Nash, call a timeout? They're killing us. And Steve is sat down just like this, watching the show just like us. Like, you can call me an armchair psychiatrist, you can call me a Monday night quarterback or whatever you want to call me, but I'm telling you, I'm doing the same thing Steve Nash does. I'm sitting on the couch going like this. We're doing the same things. F is for friends who do stuff together, and F is for fire Steve Nash. My God. Give him the lowest possible grade. Well, I'm giving him a Z. Overall, he gets, you know what? I'll give him a Y because the defense was better. I will give him a Y as an overall score. Steve Nash is the worst coach in NBA history. I haven't the slightest idea how he has avoided any of the blame for the second consecutive year in a row, but here we are yet again. I'm giving him a Y. Can't give him a Z because the defense was a little bit better, but I'm giving him a Y because why is he still employed? Nah. Well, there you have it. This has been another edition of the season review. This is the 700 subscriber edition where we did Steve Nash. And I could say more, but I enjoy my job here at Nets Republic, and I'm trying to keep myself calm and controlled. Those of you who know me long term know exactly what I want to say about that man, but that's neither here nor there. Let me know your thoughts about Steve Nash down below in graphic detail, because I can't. So by all means, go ahead down below. And I will see y'all tomorrow to talk about what the Nets are up to here on NBA 2K23. Yeah.